Okay, so now we're going to work a little bit with some ADR. So first thing I would do is go up here to File, Import Media, and I'd go find that ADR folder. When I do, the audio clips will show up here just like video clips. Now, you can mark an in point and an out point, the same as we do with video. I've already pulled the clips here just to speed up the tutorial. So these are the two in point and out point of the lines that I want to use from here and down here. So let me take this clip.
What's good here?
Listen, we need to talk.
There's a lot of hiss there. There's a lot of noise. I mean, the waveforms are so low, I can't even see them. I think they're on. Let's see. Yeah, even with the waveforms on, I can't really see what's going on down here. It's not great, right? I'm not loving it. So what can I do? Like these clips, look at those nice big waveforms. So, okay, that's one thing that's a good hint that you have bad audio.
What's good here?
So I'm going to take this line, which is him saying. By the way, notice when I go down here, because this track is on mute, it's not showing up. I think that's the default. So now I'm going to unmute it.
Listen, we need to talk.
That's her line. Here's his line.
So, what's good here?
So I'm going to go take this, and I want to line it up with him saying that here. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try, and sorry, I don't want to grab that. There we go. By the way, you can scroll up and down like this. You can also shrink the size. Usually when I'm working, I'll actually work with these. It just makes it easier to deal with a lot of audio and video, but then you don't see the pictures and you don't know what clips you're dealing with up here. But when you're dealing with a lot of audio and video, that's the kind of thing you do. Okay, so let me see if I can line these up.
So, what's good here?
So I want to get these two pieces of audio to line up, and that's important. Where did my waveforms go? Okay, there we go. So I want to find where he says, so what's good here, and line that up.
So, what's good here?
Don't quite have it.
So, what's good here?
I don't know if there's a so on the beginning of this. Let's see.
So, what's good here?
So the so I can't use.
So, what's
Because there's no so on the first line, right?
good here?
See that?
What's good here?
That could be a problem.
What's good here?
So I'm going to pick it up from there. Now, sometimes this gets a little choppy. There might be another take. It sounds like they actually tried to match the ADR to each of the shots in the scene when I was listening to them. So the information that you hear them saying at the beginning of each of these clips might clue you in.
This is coverage take 2.
So it sounds like they copied the dialogue from each take exactly and made it sound like if he said a so, he said a so here. But let's do our best. So I'm going to actually pull this. I got to unlink it. And then I'm going to get rid of just the audio here and see what happens.
What's good here?
It's a little cut off. I'm going to try and get more of the what.
What's good here?
But the further I go back, I might start to get that so.
What's good here?
That might work. And let me get hers.
We need to talk.
Now listen to the difference.
We need to talk.
She's soft. There's all that buzz. Let's go line up her we need to talk now. I'm going to actually put it below this one so I'm not eating into his clip yet.
Listen, we need to talk. Listen, we need to talk.
So I don't think she says listen in the first take. Let's see.
We
Am I wrong?
Listen.
Oh, there it is.
Here.
Cut it off with his original audio. So let's see if the listen and the we need to talk may not be spaced out perfectly.
Listen.
Listen,
So I'm going to cut the ADR dialogue down here just to get her listen. So I'm just going to try and line up the listens.
listen,
Got it?
listen. We need to talk.
And I need to line these up. And this is again a spot that I'll need to add in some room tone later.
We need to talk.
So let's get rid of the original and see how that looks.
Listen, we need to talk.
And I can adjust it a little bit just visually once I do it if I don't like exactly where it is. I can use my arrow key trick just to move it 2 frames, let's say. Or just push it over slightly.
We need to talk.
That seems pretty good. So let's watch it again.
What's good here?
Listen, we need to talk.
So you can hear the artificiality of the ADR in this case, but if you want to use that good audio,
What's good here?
It's crisp.
Listen, we need to talk.
I've also lost the sound of him rustling that paper.
What's good here?
Listen, we need to talk.
And now we get into what I talked about with room tone, which is I need to find some audio to fill in this gap here and figure out where I'm going to get that from the original shot. Now, I may be able to find it somewhere in one of these shots.
Hey.
So let's see, before he walks in, what I got. So I'm waiting for after action.
And action.
Hey.
He's already walking, so I'm not going to do that take.
With a whiskey peppercorn sauce.
Listen.
And action.
Listen.
No, she doesn't leave enough space there. So I'd have to go looking for some space.
Now we're a specialist tonight.
We're gonna need a minute.
But the audio is not great, and they didn't get us room tone. So I think we can't worry too much about the
Listen.
room tone.
We need to talk.
There is no room tone in the ADR, so I can't get it from there. So the other thing I can do sometimes is I would actually go get an entire track of like restaurant noise. Now, I may have some background sounds for this. This is where you go to sound effects sites, sound effects CDs. Let's see. But I may have... It's a busy restaurant. So I'm trying to find one that's not too noisy. And that sounds like a diner. I like that one. So I'm going to grab that. I'm going to actually throw it here into my media bin. I think this will work. Perfect. And now, what I'm going to do is get an in point. And an out point. But it's going to be way loud. So once I get it down here... Sorry, I got to scroll down to be able to get to it. Go down to... Guess I need to add another audio track. There we go. Watch, it'll overpower the dialogue now is the problem.
What's good here?
So I can grab this and bring the volume down. And you see I can lower my volume. I'm going to go down to like minus 20 something. Let's see how that is.
What's good here?
Listen. We need to talk.
What's good here?
Listen. We need to talk.
And even if it's a little distracting, I can still come down a little more. So you gotta, this you just gotta eyeball by individual sound.
What's good here?
Listen. We need to talk.
I actually think their audio is too clean now. There are a couple things I would do with that I can show you later in terms of audio. One is I could just lower the volume a little bit on their super clean audio. But the other one is I can add in all kinds of effects to make them sound more like they're in a room later. But that gets more complex.
Listen. We need to talk.
Here.
Listen.
But wait, I think I forgot to get rid of his original audio here, didn't I? Yeah. So hang on. Oh, I don't know what I did with this. Actually, I'm not sure what that... Oh, maybe that was me trying to play with room tone.
What's good here?
We need to talk.
So notice that when I add the room tone in, let me mute this. Listen to the noise here, the way it pops in and out.
What's good here?
We need to talk.
With some room tone underneath, and in this case, restaurant noise room tone even, this is what we would call some Foley work, or background. Foley would be more the sound effects of like the napkins and things like that, and what we talked about needing to add back in the menu sound. This would actually be what we call a bed. So a bed, and I'm going to shrink this down just so you can see how many clips we're dealing with here now. I don't know why, I must have mistracked one, so I'm going to move these all up one track because I don't need 4, I only need 3. Technically, I can put her up here and I only need 2. And I can get rid of these 2 tracks entirely if I want it, but I don't need them. So now, I got this.
What's good here?
We need to talk.
And that's how ADR is. Now, the next thing I would do is I would probably go find like
What's good here?
some rustling of a paper, and I don't know if my sound effect bank will have this or not. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything. Paper, sound. So again, a lot of these things you go buy online, you find online free in all kinds of places. Let's see. It could be a cartoony sound, I think. I don't even hear it, so I don't even know what that was. So I don't have a paper sound effect, but I have to go add like a rustling sound to make up for that. And that would be somebody's job, is to add back in all those missing sound effects. So there you go. That's the basic idea behind ADR work. Now, sometimes what I'm doing is just replacing audio. So let's say if I don't like the audio in my original scene here, and I don't like actually, let me copy it this way, and I don't like my ADR that I put in, what I can do is I can go try and get a better take from the actual clip.
Listen, we need to talk.
That's still pretty low, but let's say it was better. And this was really more like what I did for the other clip to answer Jake's question.
Listen.
We need to talk.
And I could do kind of the same thing here. Get rid of this video clip. Just use the audio.
Listen.
We need to talk.
So I have "We Need to Talk" lined up pretty well. I don't know where the...
We need to talk.
So this is actually the audio from her close-up, not from this clip.
We need to talk.
But I can time it out pretty well too. So it's good for changing performances a little bit. And it just goes to show you how much manipulation you can do to this project. Alrighty.